On the Sova is genuinely top tier. I think he plays this agent with a lot of finesse. I'm excited to see him bring this out on Sunset. Maybe that can be the difference. But to be fair, they had a pretty good showing against Burger Boys. As you mentioned, though, this game is just question marks all over the place. Don't really know what to think. I'm excited to see what Envy have in store for us, though, with this comp. They are one of the teams that has always been partial to the Clove, integrating it in on various different maps.
So let's see what they do as they start on the attack side. Satellite is already out of the game. Man, it is just scary. You never know where on the map that Envy are going to turn up with a moment's notice. A little skr, and they're in the cookie jar instantly. The one way, though, is going to keep being sort of refreshed over towards the A side of the map. So Envy are going to have to defeat that, and that's probably going to give their position away here.
Oh, looks like they might just walk right into this double push.
Okay. No flash required. We take pure contact over here, and Envy trade up in yet another part of the map. Dr. Welly, who for me is the rock-solid foundation of this Ambrosia squad. Will he fall like this back toward that spawn side? We just got some shooters here on the Envy side. Simple as that.
Maybe Welly can isolate a fight. But even at that, you can see the Poppin is ready to swing off Inspire's contact. Doesn't even need his teammate Inspire. Staying sharp today. Envy start off really well on Sunset. Pick up where they left off on Lotus, winning, what was it, 9 rounds in a row there? 8 rounds in a row, something like that.
And honestly,
unfortunately, that double contact info push from Ambrosia, they just went right into the full Envy stack. In fact, I think they got baited into it a little bit because Envy they didn't actually end up breaking the market door, but they were, they were shooting it. And so I think Ambrosia felt like maybe there was a timing where they could walk down, but they were caught.
Now focus towards B main, or at least it's just extra there for now. Going to see this play out quite a few times. Glyph is going to be pretty instrumental. Basically, expected in a round like this to hold down this A side of the map himself. Likely, if he sees just a contact push again, take a shot, fall off this corner. Oh, he hears it. Backs away. Holding onto the paranoia, so there might be an opportunity for a swing into this. It needs to give Envy a little bit of space in order to make sure the near side is actually relevant. Oh, buddy, they're all over this side like moss on a rock, while Acreon can barely hold them at bay. Quick round's a good round, as they say. Good time, not a long time. Envy rack up their second.
Kane already getting fairly close to that kill contract, 2 orbs away. Could certainly get that in this round. And could absolutely see a situation where that plays out to get Envy a bonus round win here. A couple Bulldogs to play with, Guardian. I want to see if Satellite can start to heat up here in this game. It was not a huge factor for the Ambrosia team on Lotus. But it feels like it's only a matter of time until he starts to turn up. He's been very consistent throughout this playoff run.
I think by the numbers, his neon stats, not quite as flattering as his others, unfortunately. 207 ACS over 5 games in the last couple of months, but it definitely lags significantly behind his Jet performances. So he step up to the rest of his duelist roster up against the team's ferocious as Envy. Again, we talked about how much sort of hinges on this map. If Ambrosia have to walk into Ascent being 2-0 down, it will be devastating. But that's great from Shondex. And he's seen enough. Sees the contingency come out. He gives this space. Says, okay, Envy, now you can try and make this work with 3 players.
Inspire is hoping to catch off someone on the rotate, but you have to imagine Ambrosia are going to be so aware of this. This is the exact kind of position you would expect Inspire to be in. They do manage to trade him out. Now they have to deal with their star player, Kane, on site.
Popper's in trouble. They're going to go for him. Kane needs to make use of this now. Knows there's going to be a focus on his teammate, not him. Bit of timing there. He doesn't linger. Aftershock now looking for a bit of a moment here to come forward. Nicely done. That's Acreon there, found an instant dink on him. And so Envy are knocked down on this bonus round bye. Really all about Shondex, though, who stands his ground and anchors admirably. That is going to be the player alongside Willie, I think, that Ambrosia really going to look to here.
Shondex, yeah, his Cypher on defense has been rock solid over the past couple days. And this is one of the maps where the Cypher really can thrive. I mean, hell, even after this, when we head to Ascent, his anchoring on that map was really fantastic as well. So this is where Shondex can become a massive factor, and he already was one on Lotus. To be fair, his Vice play there was really, really nice.
to play for the orb here inside the lobby and get Kane up to the kill contract. Already saw Glyph make an early exploration. They just walked up through that smoke here. So there's actually a bit of a window here where Envy have gotten past a bit of this util. They're getting tagged up a little bit now. They're going to back away. Shondex here just trying to dissuade this push. And he doesn't know just how deep in the side they are. As the kill contract gets the Cypher, this will turn off the rest of the util. In fact, it's already been taken down. Oh, it doesn't work though. With a Spectre trying to push up inside a kill contract does not favor Kane0 in the end. One player advantage, and it's Shondex, man. Player like final boss out here on the side. Finally popping is able to bring him down. He's going to play a 1v2. Got a couple of shock darts to work with, but almost force-fed one himself and has dropped to 84. Not bad. Aftershock's a problem. Only 7 bullets left in the chamber. Nicely done from Ambrosia here. Shot through the corner. Punish these tentative peek attempts from Poppin. And he knows that the round is probably done. Hopes to wrap around. Get one for his trouble. But both heads are turning in his direction. And his window closes and Ambrosia have evened up the game. That is a very good follow-up round after the first buy.
Seems like it's going to persist. Trying to hit this B site will be a nightmare with Shondex set up there. Our narrative about his anchoring pays off straight away. And that is a Kane0 classic that we see from him going into one of his ults, just running it down with the SMG. Frankly, I'm surprised he didn't just go for the Stinger in that situation. But regardless, it seemed like the crosshair was just a little bit off.
Do you not ask your teammate for like a Vandal in that situation and maybe like hope to just have a clean first kill off the kill contract?
Yeah, I mean, I think a normal player would, but Kane is not normal, and he loves to go in there with an SMG.
It's also unrecoverable,
We've seen
right?
him win with it so many times. So
if you lose the weapon, right, you just don't get it back. It's in the kill contract realm. So
yeah,
they were afraid of that.
He wants to and loves to just run it down, and does win so often doing that. And then he just gets the upgrade by killing the other player and taking their rifle in the shadow realm to come back to the world with it. Okay, that's nice. Eggster down to 10 as well, by the way. He ate a dink.
He's got the, like, timed to the second, surely. That is incredible from Acreon. Now rolling Thunder to make this retake. Yeah, pretty trivial. Still inside halls. Oh, no. Poppin not affected by it. He's on the line already. Here comes Welly into the site. And Envy, as per usual. Pull that out their backsides, folks. There's no other way to put it.
Kane is just able to swing before that Rolling Thunder connects, I believe, so he gets the kill before getting stunned.
Oh, this is a nice
and then Poppin was just able to get right outside of its radius and elbow. It didn't connect onto everything. Acreon just kind of let that rip in the moment, and I'm not mad at him for doing so. But Envy were able to play around it very well. Individually, they all made the right little decisions there.
There's obviously that first nice hold for Shondex. Inspire only able to find one of the rotating players and unable to help at the side ultimately. Acreon, man. Someone who's been catching my eye a little bit more over the course of Sunset. This round ends up favoring Shondex, who looks very, very good. Look at this.
And there's a dink
what is your cue?
Eggster is down to 10 HP. That was a great shot for Poppin. But yeah, here's where he's able to get out of the way. And yeah, Kane0, he swings out, takes the fight before he's actually hit by the stun. And then Poppin just wins a duel. Again, it's just individually, those guys making the right decisions under the pressure of that moment with the utility that was coming through. That's got Ambrosia on the eco.
So I want to see what this Yoru can do on this attack side here, Wyatt. This is where Eggster definitely wants to earn as much value as he can, whether it's defeating these Cypher setups or getting a ton of info. Dimensional Drift, a couple of points away. That'll obviously be a crucial round to try and punish an overextension, but it's a smaller map. We talked about this. Roy brought it up. That's why the Clove is kind of decent here. So far, though, Night of the Clove, the Yoru's been able to have significant impact in the game. Onto the site we go, though. Envy waste no time. Well, the play in the market doesn't work for Inspire. Shondex is going to see what he probably already knows, is that the B side is absolutely crawling with invaders. Satellite's going to be forced back. This allows Eggster to post up on the line because of that fault line, but everything breaks in Ambrosia's favor early. But it's the late rounds, Ifia Envy. The clutch potential is always there in spades. Still no Planto. That's the issue. Ion going to be spotted out as he tries to throw a medal in.
maybe if Welly can get a kill here, have that Hunter's Fury, that could be really crucial. Perfect timing from Kane's Sixth Sense. Knows that a flank could be coming at that moment. Satellite, he recovers that rifle.
Kane's in a decent spot. Okay, this is a bit unexpected though. Look, moving up inside the smoke. He's able to find one. He knows Satellite's getting active though via lobby. Both players on the move hit each other hard. Satellite's down to 12. Can Extra come alive now? Slower start to Sunset. But it feels like he's in a favored position. Makes the correction and takes no damage. Akrian has to go with the Sheriff. And the fault line does not catch on. Surely Egg has this. Having to make a bit of noise. Sees Akrian. And he's low. Very, very low off that exchange. He went down to 17. She'll be all done with the crying here. Oh, he walked into him. Exa can't believe his eyes, but Akrian doesn't have time to get the defuse.
Exa just knows that he can make a ton of noise, threaten that he's going to just run straight at Akrian at any moment, and that is more than enough to seal up the round. They don't walk away with a single gun that they brought into it, though. Akrian steals one away. Shondex continuing to get some sick shots. Just navigates the map so well.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, Kane with another, I don't know, 300 damage round there. He delivers those with alarming regularity. Finds such a sick timing into B lobby. Not bad from Ambrosia, though. Not too shabby. Akrian and Shondex, again, very, very solid players, anchoring both those sites respectively. And this is the standard 1-1-3 look for Ambrosia. Satellite has a peek.
I'm out of here.
Gets rid of the cam.
Who's next?
And all eyes now are going to be over at B as pieces. Now, finally, the dimensional drift brought into the game.
And over on that B side, you can see the trips are just set up for backside control. So Ambrosia can try to get back in. They've spotted out Eggs via the cam. Again, Inspire. He wants to play for that mid, cutting off the cross, but they are too aware, Ambrosia.
They're actually had a player lit and hit by the undercut. But there's Satellite playing it pretty safe, pretty long range. And Ion's going to be back in the game here. Can he make an impact? Extra tucked. Judge in hand. Ion out in the open, just has to look for kills. That's good from Exa, but not good enough. Ambrosia still with 3 players up here. Envy falter on this retake.
Those backside trips are nice to just allow your team to get back in, allow, create a scenario where Envy can't push too deep. But I think crucially, what happens in that round is that both of the Ambrosia players, they high-low swing when they're crossing from A to get over to that B side, expecting again that Inspire will just be trying to cut them off at the pass, find a pick, and then stay alive. They read the situation correctly. They just get a free kill onto an Inspire. And then from there, they've already spotted out Eggster. It makes that entire retake all too easy. They have backside control because of that trip. Inspire, I doubt we will see him going for that play again.
Yeah, it didn't exactly have the intended effect. Slow play off this one way this time for Envy. Always feels so uncharacteristic of them to see this. And Glyph, of course, is going to refresh that smoke that might just be contacted through. Big pings in mid for Ambrosia, though. They've got it watched from 2 different angles, so Kane needs to be aware. Fuel contract right around the corner. This walk up mid here from Welly could be pretty impactful. Lots of pings in this direction. I think Ambrosia know this is coming their way now. Satellite prepares himself, slides on out. Inspire falls in a screaming heap. Kane gets his one, but that is it. And no point contracting this round. Surely Extra, last player to work with. Can he get it done yet again? Decent round for him and already making his way towards yet another dimensional drift. Not enough bullets here. Too many angles being watched. 3 players, 3 different directions, 1 outcome. It's an even game as Ambrosia get themselves to 4.
Some pretty superb fundamentals there from Ambrosia. Just off that aggressive util play, slide from Satellite, and then follow up from Akrian, and then another player swings, just supporting each other there nicely. Forcing Envy onto the eco. They haven't really gone for a play like that yet. Mixing things up at the opportune time. Yeah, here it is, right up that paranoia. Further slide from Satellite, so he's taking point. Then you have Glyph follow up. Akrian comes in as well just after that. Nice spacing there. Looks like they want to fight again. Yeah, they will. 1 for 1 so far.
Lower walk up. Glyph there just with the wild spray is able to take the head clean up popping. Distinct lack of armor here for the attackers, so that kind of strategy works. Glyph gets his 4 in Ion. Well, I was going to try and at least round up a little bit of Skrilla for the rest of the attack side. And dealt with Akrian. Still the ace away. And there it is. Ambrosia now get their nose out in front. Envy go for that slower walk up on the A side. But again, they're just outgunned.
These past couple rounds are definitely going to instill some fear in Envy that the Ambrosia team will be more than happy to fight them in the choke on A. That they're going to be in danger of eating a paranoia, a fault line, a relay bolt.
Not a whole lot to say on this one, as it's Ambrosia really unwilling to let Envy make any significant progress. Now they're back to guns. Kill contract for Kane Zero. And he's got a decent weapon this time. Doesn't have to run it down with a Spectre. Here comes your round 10, folks.
Again, different aggression, but still aggression from A main. Glyph getting into that unexpected position on top box. Envy are now trying to work their way through mid, but you know, for all they know, someone from Ambrosia could be walking down A right now. You can see Inspire has to watch that. Shondex, not good for it this time. Rare whiff.
I saw at least 2 pairs of legs from that camera peeking into mid. Is that from the shadows now? Glyph earned that last round by finding 4 kills. Looks like that was just a peek over to what was happening at B. Here's Kane. Doesn't have time to go for the double tap, though, and it's his undoing. Well, he's able to make it at least a 1-for-1. Inspired is in a 6th spot here. Surely finds at least the 1. The Cyber Cage here is so troll. Akrian completely defeated by that use of util. Now caught in the middle of a trap that Envy don't even need to spring. Well, he's down at 30. Seen better days. Double swing! What? Sorry! How did they just hand that over to Akrian? Ridiculous transfer. An unlikely round picked up here for Ambrosia.
That is a mental adjustment. Also, not very often that while the spike is planted on B, you're seeing a double face bottom mid into the breach, but you had Pavin so far away because he had the Hunter's Fury. So he was just miles away. Felt like he would be able to go help Inspire. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It just comes down to Akrian hitting a sick couple shots. But I mean, even still, you know, there's a chance that because he's so far away, if Welly is able to stick the spike, that Hunter's Fury wouldn't have worked if Welly could have dodged it. But I suppose neither here nor there. I mean, this is a funny moment where, again, Ambrosia know Inspire is somewhere in mid. He's going to be there again, but he just plays it a little more safe that time. So yet again is able to find a kill, cause some distraction, but ultimately irrelevant. Akrian is really showing up on map 2.
Glyph is obviously able to farm people up there in that previous round and have a good bit of information, at least about where Ambrosia had to put themselves when it came down to the post plant. Kane had the kill contract on the last round, but of course it's not really a great use case for it, considering how far ahead Envy started the round. And I would never have expected the double swing bottom mid in that situation. There's no way if I'm Akrian, I'm thinking, oh, yep, they're definitely going to double up on me. Crazy adjustment. That's just raw instinct in that moment. So Envy, oh man, really want to try and finish off this rest of this half in style, but note that Poppin is gone for the glass cannon here. No up though. It's you. Zero armor.
Here.
Very fast pivot here from Envy. Kane Zero in the kill contract. He can't beat Welly, and Shondex catches Eggster.
Envy seizing up here. This is disastrous.
What is happening in this little smoke in the corner? How did we end up in this situation?
I imagine Envy must have seen at least one of the players walk in there. They know there's a second. That is ridiculous.
What the hell?
God, what a comedy of errors. Everything that could have gone run kind of does. And Kane Zero is undone by the fact that he doesn't have full armor in that round. Well, he's just him there.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
That goes there.
Okay.
All right. Last chance here for Envy on attack. They're going to try their luck over at A main, which has been disastrous as of late. Ambrosia have been so proactive to fight here. Here's stun, Glyph swinging, satellite swinging. Good for 2, good for 3 even. What a transfer.
Ion back alive, back in the game. Can't find anything though. Akrian is flashed out. And there's nothing for Ion to see here. Everybody's staying away from him. So there goes the Clove, the way of the dodo. And it's up to young Poppin. step up onto the site. And this is a bit of an issue. Envy with a double duelist composition only amassed a paltry 4 attack side rounds here on Sunset. And they look shaky on multiple occasions, and other times downright ridiculous. How do they now get into the game here? Can they set up some pop, some trap plays? But the double duelists, look, it's going to be an uphill climb.
They just really kept trying to hard force those early A main fights, and Ambrosia adjusted to just countering them with better utility, better initiator utility, having that breach, having paranoias in those situations, relay bolts as well. It's just too much. Envy can't deal with all that. Glyph putting on a show again as well.
It's like a tech pause here, as I think Stunner has checks notes thrown Egster out of the top floor window of Hastro's mansion. Hope there's a slip and slide on the way down, buddy. We'll
unfortunately,
wait for confirmation as to the actual non-troll reason for this.
Seems like this just might not be Envy's map. I mean, they never actually really played Fracture at all. And now Sunset's in the pool. They're giving it a shot, but this one might be just headed to the bans, to be honest.
Yeah, look, I mean, Envy had to play a minimum number of games to qualify, right? A lot of teams have to play up to 7 rounds. I think they end up, 4-1. So they're the first team to make playoffs in terms of being able to get to that magic number first. So there's a little bit less data on them. They've actually been able to play basically the same 3 maps all the way through this stage. They played Lotus, they played Ascent, and they played Haven. That's about it. With a bit of Pearl, bit of Split sort of sprinkled in here. And they've been able to ban the Icebox that they don't play. They've been able to ban the Split that they, maybe don't feel all that comfortable on, not super confident. And outside of Sunset, the remaining maps in the pool tend to favor them pretty well. This is why it was so important that Ambrosia take their map pick here, keep it competitive. I don't know, like if you ask people who did predict Envy to win this game, I don't know if you'd hear them say it would be in a full 5 map series, right? But the thing about Envy is that the contrast for me is so staggering between when they look good and when they sort of don't. It's never middling from these guys. It's feast or famine or feed.
What's interesting to look back on though with this Envy team is that when Sunset was in the pool, when they were rankers before they got signed, they were undefeated on the map with a 72% attack round win rate. Which is something, and they were running the same comp as well, by the way. But just something has shifted heading into this year, at least early days on Sunset, where their approach is just not working how it did at the end of 2024. We do have word that the Envy coach is temporarily disconnected and will be coming back, so that's where we have a brief little pause right now.
Yeah, he left his headset plugged in when he sprinted across the room to bodily defenestrate Egster, so that pulled the plug out of his PC. It does happen. Finally, an opportunity to use that word in context.
Be
Speechless,
interested
I don't blame
to
you.
see though how Envy attempt to play this on the defense side. Historically, what I was just talking about, that was their side where they were winning less rounds. I mean, they still had a good win rate on it, but it was not as good as their attack up. So
I do.
I mean, it feels like
I do want to see what they try and put together.
For a 1-1.
Yeah, defensively, not getting value out of the double duels on this attack side definitely has me scratching my head, wondering what they're supposed to make happen. We're going to go to a quick break though while Stunning gets reconnected to the game. About 3 minutes, folks, so it shouldn't be too long, but you can see it right there. Tough end to that half as Ambrosia put 6 rounds back to back up on Envy. We'll see you for more of the second half. Round 13 will be kicking off when we get back. to go here on Sunset, by all accounts, heading into our second half. Envy competitive early on. A lot of back and forth stuff after a dominant pistol round, but then 6 rounds on the trot for Ambrosia. I've got the feeling a little bit quiet, a little bit glum. Let's see if they can bounce back into the second half on defense with this double duel setup. It's all about the pistol to start.
Ambrosia make light work of getting B main here early, and that's going to draw a ton of attention from Envy. Look at the top of the minimap, everybody rotating over. They've also got Pop and pushed forward on A, so they feel rather comfortable to do so at the moment. But Ambrosia are just going to cut noise, slow things down, and leave their Cypher over in B main to control that area as they want to rework towards A.
And that's just going to be Pop and holding that line. He's going to see this in a moment. Aldrone will force him off the line. Look at Glyph to maybe want to follow that up pretty quickly. He actually swings into it. Oh, buddy, that's not good. He gets away from the fault line. Kane's be able to pick up this angle now. Pop and gets away. Barely, but he gets away. 20 health. But crucially, Envy keep that extra gun in the game, and Inspire's been able to get now into a crucial spot behind them, but he's run out of bullets. That is an empty mag. Now towards the B site, we've already seen Shondex make great strides in getting some map control. With a smoke towards Market, Ambrosia should be good to plant unless Kane just randomly decides to swing Bobby here.
I mean, he certainly does want to fight. He's going to pop that shield. Shondex is on a good angle, though.
I mean, he's easy 2 shots here to break that. Yeah, Extra won't be checking this. Heads up to Ion. Not bad. 2 quick kills. Puts Envy at least on even footing. There's a player now making their way through B lobby.
1 enemy remaining.
Poppin', beautifully done. Survives that early foray up the A side of the map and then gets a crucial kill. Shondex is 10 HP. Double swing this. Surely you just double swing this. Poppin' doesn't wait for Ion. The spacing isn't there. Now Ion is at least able to finish the job, but there goes 3 for him off the round. The stopping power he's able to show with 2 quick headshots is a huge part of what keeps Envy in it.
Shondex just a little bit too weak to be able to win that out as well. Just some stray bullets to the body are enough for Ion to win that out. How did Inspire have so many few bullets in his... What happened? I don't understand why he wasn't able to shoot more. What happened?
Only like 7 or so.
Yeah, that was very strange. I was stun locked trying to think of where he was using those shots and why he hadn't reloaded by then. But regardless, Envy, they are able to win that out, get things rolling on the defensive side, stop that 6-round run that Ambrosia were on.
To remind the stakes here, it's $21,000 in prize money for the winning team, 75 circuit points, which is critical if you're thinking about ascending here from Challengers. Quite sure that's on the Envy boys' mind. Ambrosia just probe here at B, and they get a lot of action. Look how quickly Kainzer is rotating away. He's got an Ares in hand this round. There's a guy crash set up in the A direction. So Envy are nimble. They're going to be able to respond to a thrust at this A site. It's just important that Poppin can stay alive.
Can't see the Envy team are already drifting towards this side of the map. They will be set up and ready here.
Korean, the rest of Ambrosia, obviously not really drowning in credits, so it'll be very effective. The one Sheriff is on Shondex, who's very low. He takes it back towards the mid side, and we're running out of time. Might be a play through Market here that's going to eat the trapwire instantly. This is going to have Inspire whipping around.
Taken out.
Can play off this kill trip if it's not going to be cleared adequately. Yep, can sidestep that. Trip spotted, but that's still enough for Inspire to swing off. That's the info. It's all he needs. He's extra flashing himself into Market. Wild spray, Welly. Give the overrun here. In comes Ion. Job done. A little bit of a pick-me-up to make sure he had the health to secure that. So Envy, he's still an anti-eco, locked in, and a decent arsenal of weapons heading into the bonus.
Pretty clean overall from them. Ambrosia, so far, they've been very slow in the mid-rounds, really intent on trying to drag rotates around, haven't gone for anything particularly explosive with this composition, which I'm sure we're going to see at some point. They'll adjust the pace, go for some big breach util with, your Neon getting up quickly, taking all the space off of it. the moment, it's just about mid control, breaking the door, threatening presence towards market.
Here he's going to work and enter Kane 0. Good part of the map to have it on. If you can spray that corner of tiles, people trying to push up there, it's a pretty comfortable spot to be in. Extra, however, has to make this Bucky sink. Gate crash is still active. Now, though, it has to be reapplied. Extra will set it up. That might be in the timing that Ambrosia were trying to play off of now, but Satellite is convinced he's in this corner. Doesn't open up with relay bolt to an extra.
Oh my god! He got Welly down to 6. That was some crazy damage from that range.
This is such a big round for Envy. Lackluster attack side, but on defense, they might just be able to string something together. And if Exeter can keep doing this half, Wyatt, take these fairly audacious positions and just fall back with that gate crash, then Ambrosia might be walking into far too many of these side hits with the player down.
Yeah, again, they're just rotating back to where they've left Shondex inserted. He's gotten his way into market, so Inspire's going to have to anchor this. Needs to really at least get one here, but he can't.
Yeah, all the King's horses looking at him there. Hunter's Fury comes out. Ion able to avoid it, and Willie, remember, he's down to 6 after that. Bucky connected earlier on. Exeter still getting value this round. Here come Envy. That's the bonus successful. Now Exeter upgrade to a better weapon. Envy starting to build a little bit of bank here. Very good signs for them. Ion, now they're not dead yet, so we'll have a second bite at the apple should he need it. And I've got no doubt he's hungry.
Exeter is really yet to make his mark on Sunset, but this moment, catching that kill, and then, oh, it was because Welly was vulnerable up. I didn't see that the first. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of damage for that range, but he got hit by the suppress. So that brought him down to 6 HP. They try to use the Hunter's Fury as well to convert that. I mean, obviously you can't blame them, but losing that round and the ult is pretty disastrous.
Actually, here now it's got a better weapon, but may just need to fall back. Zachary can flash this corner. We're getting out of there. There's no point. You've drawn that out, though. Here's Kane on the corner. Welly goes down. Bloody good round for this Outlaw. Wyatt, holy. Have a look at Ambrosia. Not one full armor amongst them. This is getting a little bit risky, and of course, Kane is not the kind of duelist that can get out of these situations in a pinch, and neither of those Outlaw shots connect. The Ambry hubris kicking in a little bit. Ion doesn't have anyone to shoot at to stay alive. Just popping. Kills them all. He needs to go looking. Sure, that no Satellite is here. Ion at least can act as a pink ward, and he does. Just Satellite remaining. I'd take the orb if I was you, Exeter, but that's just a personal opinion. Envy now back in the game. It's even Stevens as Ambrosia now look to another rifle round to build some momentum of their own.
We're getting a little bit silly there, but still Envy are just overwhelming in numbers for Ambrosia to deal with. Running 6 players in that situation even, and with the better weapons, they are just so oppressive to play against because they are constantly swinging into you. They're getting so proactive with these multiple duelists. They're rotating very quickly around the map together. But Ion with a catch.
Okay, this is very reminiscent rather of those rubble fights that we saw on Lotus. Poppin just wants to see what remains in his waistline littered with bodies. God, he's so adamant about playing from this corner. Oh, yeah, come on. There's no way.
He's swinging in while getting droned.
Oh, I love it. Bro's got Moxie for days. They're aware of X's position. Poppin still gets his.
It's just so aggro. They're getting lit up by drones, neural thefts, but they're still trying to go for little bait and switch swings.
Last player standing.
Enemy UAV constantly active, Wyatt, and Envy don't care. Now, though, definitely pulling out of this side. XD hears this, so at least can be quick about it. And this game crash going a little bit of a head start.
There. He's going to win this. You can. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I feel like you can just see the future, man. This is about to be a final destination moment. Okay, well, that was not looking good.
Oh, Shondex, absolute savior at 6 health in the round. He had a cam up mid. So there's a world where like Shondex would like check that to see if that's where Exeter's rotating from, but they're not ready for him to be there so early. Of course they're not. And that's a gate crash difference, man.
Oh my god, he was playing that perfectly. He just couldn't get a clean spray down on the first, so the crosshair adjustment wasn't ideal. He made that unbelievably winnable. Yeah, because Shondex is like miles away while he's running out to the site. They just did not expect him to be on that cross so fast, and you can't blame them.
All right. Heavy fighting on towards this side of the map as per usual. Still guns, of course, for Envy. Cybercase laid down there by Ambrosia. This time Envy don't get up on that corner too aggressively. Interesting noise cut. Or at least it was. One way thrown down. Kane. Like, what? He just challenges a man. Swings out that one way. Says, nah, surely there's not more than one person here. Well, Ambrosia had the whole firing squad. It's just a
don't
different,
have
man.
to be doing that. You don't need to be going for that, but he does. And I like it.
Look at how the net has closed. I mean, that tiles push there from Inspire would have been huge if Ambrosia tried to capitalize on the fault line and hit Ion. Ooh. Pop and lit there. Glyph is camped up on top of the boxes. The timing. And showdown is so good in these disadvantageous situations. There's another player in halls. Here's that neural theft coming down now. The showdown does get revealed. Looks like Envy weren't initially aware, but they sure as hell are now. All right, Welly.
Oh,
that's tough. That's tough.
Ion has been sharp on this sunset map.
I could just outlive them.
Extra finds a great timing to just pop out with that flash as well to get the trade for Poppin, who had went down. Poppin going down gets some enough orbs to have the Hunter's Fury, and they have the Dimensional Drift, so that pretty standard ult combo will be available to them on the next buy round.
And watching Kane is literally just like you get to witness what plays out if that what if instinct in your brain like, wins in 95% of those situations. Very entertaining stuff. And honestly, somewhat effective for this Envy side. The fact that he can turn those, he's got the mechanical ability to turn those harebrained swings into trades at the very worst. Kind of what allows him to do what he does so well, and Envy are more than happy to make use of it. They're playing completely, though, off this A side.
A very fast little rotate coming from Ambrosia over towards this A side, but yeah, they just have only pistols to work with at this point. I mean, maybe the best result is getting a plant. Maybe Welly gets that Hunter's Fury, gets 2 orbs on this round, so he can have it in the next. Envy are just already here. They're already set up.
Extra respects this, but he's actually going to try and pop his team potentially out of CT. Here's the fast lane. Poppin ahead of those satellite. Just ruined. Nicely done for Poppin. Great composure in that moment. Flip is a little bit stranded on the site here. Poppin low on ammo. This is scary. No one there to help this over. Kane is, I guess, a little bit unclear on what the timing should be. Outlaw's there. Yo, you won't kill contract, bro. Let the intrusive thoughts win. It's the rolling thunder. I think we're going to back away here. Kane Zero, though, does escape back into CT. He's in fire. Sees the shoulder. Finds the kill. Welly would have been a great second to find, and Kane just doesn't have a lot to see here. Waiting for Welly probably to swing for information. And he does. It's not in the timing that Kane's expecting it. So when we go, make a bit of noise. Have a proper crack at it. Shondek dies to a body shot here. That's the scary part, Kane. You won't no scope. He goes in with the shorty. Shondek says, do you know who I am? Gets Ambrosia back out in front by 1.
That went a pure eco round there. Envy committed so hard to trying to get back into the site. Poppin shuts down Satellite, who was wrapping back box with the overdrive. And then he tries to get into that position himself, but no one from spawn could really assist. There were smokes, cages being cycled on that position. So Kane is posted up with the Outlaw there, but can't actually do anything. That was a sick shot, but Ambrosia, after only getting 1 round in this half to the 5 of Envy, just win a pure eco. Look at the position that this has Envy in now. If they lose this round, they're going to be on an eco themselves, and even here they just have 2 stingers, and you know good and goddamn well Kane is about to kill contract someone and run at them.
Exactly. You best believe that boy go running up. The economy is an issue for Envy. The glaring question is, how do we get our money out on this kind of round? Dimensional Drift is pretty relevant. Not if Ambrosia just hard hit this B site.
Careful now.
It's being left open entirely by Envy. They just don't really want to take too many risks. Open, Inspire, Exeter. They've all got rifles to work with. Great! Hunter's Fury. You're happy with that? Still, Inspire going to fall to 1 there, coming up from Welly. Nakarin gets the plant despite being chunked down slightly. Now, how do you play off this recon? Satellite and Nakarin both very, very low here for whatever reason.
Does Kane do it? Dimensional Drift is going to come through. We'll be spotting out multiple players close, but no one can really capitalize. Okay, Poppin does catch Satellite because he walks out into the open.
Kane now gonna go.
What the hell?
Oh, Willie! Okay, taken down by the shorty. Now the intrusive thoughts always seem to win. Kane only finds his one, but Exeter's ready to fight. Flash comes out and he's going to half it. Clove bubble gets it to half. That's huge. He sees the barrel. Just team envy things, folks. Cracking back half by round win. They've got a couple stingers in there. It just doesn't seem to matter. They keep the kill contract alive, and Exeter, beautifully done. Dimensional Drift gets them a free kill.
The moment where that post-mortem smoke just comes up at the perfect time from Ion to his system while he's sticking the spike. Now Ambrosia's economy in a very tricky spot. This is a great time to call the timeout. Kane recovering that rifle in market, but I mean, Exeter spots everyone out with a dimensional drift. Satellite then feels like he needs to swing out in the open, felt uncomfortable because that Yoru was running around him, caught by Poppin. Exeter getting that kill in main no with the shorty. What the hell, man? What the hell? That is the highest impact one in that entire situation.
You've got to love it from Exeter there. He knows he's in a 1v1. Flash immediately tapped the spike to half. Then he knows he has a bunch of time to wait. Wasn't a whole lot that could be done there for Ambrosia. And these rounds are hard fought. And this is, of course, their map pick. The one that Envy looked horrendous in that first half. But they've already gotten themselves 6 defense side rounds. And a lot of it is off this pretty inventive play from Exeter. I've got to say, I think the Yoru's been a standout. Someone in the chat, actually, like at halftime, they were like, oh, watch out. Now Exeter's going to dominate here in the second half. Check it out. And honestly, he might be, middling in terms of score, but the way he has recovered, the way he's been able to find these important first kills has been sick. Kane, you would think he would probably try and get a rifle, but no, bro has still got the stinger.
And still any second now. He's still got the kill contract. He's going to run it down on someone.
Here comes Satellite. Ion will be the solo player here and kind of ruined Piggy's advantage, I guess. Flown to halls.
I know exactly.
Kane ready for now. Yeah, there is a neural theft there. That first pick so important. Satellite turns up on the site, sprayed down a little bit by that stinger though. Double tap is active for Kane. Looks like holding on to that ultimate for a rainy day. Probably why. That Korean left alone though was, look at Ambrosia. All 3 push over towards spawn and Inspire's waiting for the trap is laid and now sprung. Oh, Kane's gonna do it to them. Oh no, Welly, too good for that though. Second time he's managed to win there. In fairness, does Kane really need to do that? Is that absolutely strictly necessary?
Exeter's playing so well right now. Really impressed by him today. He absorbed so much util on the site and then is able to just teleport away. I love that Inspire really takes his time working through spawn. Ambrosia want to flip the map. He completely punishes him for it.
Look at this time. Oh, God, they put themselves into a trap.
It's a really incredible retake there. Inspire just waiting for the perfect moment where his team draws all of the attention, understanding that the site was being flipped by Ambrosia. It's so well done. These guys look fantastic.
They plan on the attack side of the boxes, though, and they opt to jump in defender spawn. So, I mean, AMB just had such great positions to punish that. Ain't not punished for that? That's crazy work. Okay. Got me Satellite to start. His team off to a player advantage.
Okay, the one hero rifle. Satellite able to find 2. Poppin wants to go for something aggressive.
This would be...
Even things up.
This is being watched for. Glyph has got eyes on this line. Okay, so can Inspire tempt Ambrosia to rotate back towards this mid direction? Probably not.
Yeah.
But on cams, you should be able to see this. Poppin has not made noise, but man, I Ambrosia, like, you gotta like this. Really clean stuff for them. Inspire! Okay, maybe use the rifle. Into the cyber cage he goes. Extra and Inspire. These 2 are alive. Anything's possible. 1v2. Inspire is healthy. Has to fight his way out of this situation, and he has the element of surprise. Ambrosia can't reliably double up on this line. Now they know he's there, though. Here's the rolling thunder. Inspire gets clear of it. A little bit dodgy there from Matt Green. And he's out in the open. Surely not.
Oh my
37
God.
health. Desperately and barely, Ambrosia stay alive in that round. Tell you what, Inspire, and then the other day might have had that one. It's 11-11, folks. Make a wish.
Oh, what a heads-up teleport from Glyph to get top box there. Satellite hasn't been able to have too many moments so far in this series where he's been a high-impact Ambrosia player, but on this round, Hero Rifle gets 2 openers. The last 2 Ambrosia round wins are just eco rounds. It makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, here comes Satellite. He's found both the first kills in the last 2 rounds. Dimensional Drift those upper exit. This is definitely an important round. Look at the money of Ambrosia. By no means are they solidified. Envy could. I mean, either team gets knocked down to an eco round in the last round of the game. Or regulation, at least.
Another Dimensional Drift to play with already. He's had multiple in this half. They want to go for this double face. Satellite breaking that clone double swing from the envy players, not netting any kills.
They can't dig him out of this corner. They actually don't have any util to punish Satellite just being sat here. They've got to wait. And they give Satellite ground. This will let Akri now set him up to play off a fault line. Good connection. Pop and force to jump away. Man, that is so straightforward. Great fundamentals now for Ambrosia. A very well-deserved kill. And look at them go. Not a care in the world now. It's up to Inspire, Ion, and Kane. Just how good are you guys?
Kane knows that that teleport came up top, but Glyph is not giving him an inch. They could just set up crossfires, win this out with the fundamentals. They got them into this advantage in the first place. Caught clean before the dark cover drops.
Here's Ion and Inspire. Now I'll probably have to save these weapons. Feel like you just can't really make a whole lot happen with them. Okay, keep the economy honest. Fair enough. We're at the point of the game where it doesn't really matter nearly as much. Inspire's, I guess, willing to give up the Bulldog. At this point, he wants Ion to sort of go for it, but really feel like it's a terrible idea when he's holding onto that Clove ultimate. This little pick, though, on Acrian. Okay, he'll be happy enough to walk away with this. Well, not happy, but it's going to have to do here for Envy. There might be one round away for this map slipping through their fingers.
They've been in complete control. They've lost on the back, or well, potentially have lost on the back of just 2 anti-ecos. The first one, all pistols. The second one, 1 hero rifle, 4 pistols. That is the reason that they found themselves in this horrendous position. This defensive half was playing out so well for them. Eggster has been phenomenal. All right, we're going to have a massive clash over towards this A side. All of the utility about to be used. Eggster has the Bucky again.
Bucky, fall back behind this. Here comes Satellite, chunk down. Kane with the stinger. Oh, welcome to the Twilight Zone. Welcome one and all. Oh, yes. Just another day at the office for Envy.
Look at the little kill markers. Just everyone stacked up on that left side. Kane swinging out with this stinger, just catches Satellite mid-overdrive, and then he's caught in the cage as well. All right, and we pick a good little time to feel like, let's go for the 4-man push, man. All of our utility is connected onto every single player. Can't really ask for a better situation than that. Little 5-second round win.
Wow. The impact of that also can't be overstated. Ambrosia looking to try and take the map away now. Dragged into the mud, dragged into overtime by Envy with 2 stingers and a Bucky. Standard fare here for your ex-Rankers team. And here we go. Round 25 is off to the start. And Envy now get to go back on that attack side, which was pretty horrendous for them. Let's see if this has changed anything.
Eggster absorbs some of that early utility and has that Gate Crash placed over towards B when the spike has been on Ion, slowly taking main. Inspire again. He just can't help himself. He just needs to fight when players are crossing. And he still manages to go 1-for-1 even though Ambrosia are aware.
Kane up on the site. There's still some traps that need to be cleared, but Kane gets out of a dangerous location. A beautiful timing for that undercut to come through. Welly. So easy for Eggster to take down after that. Nice little plant, 4v3 in the post plant. Satellite can't really get into the side. Paranoia also cutting across. Kane affected. They're still just sitting on in the corner, and here we come, folks. Glyph has to make it happen. Eggster's down at 68. Glyph's giving himself away.
Oh, man, he just wants them to swing, but they're just not giving them an inch. It's kind of moments like that where I think earlier in the year you might see players getting more willing to swing from this Envy team, but it's just so patient there.
And I mean, these attack rounds came few and far between from Envy, but that looked very, very clean. They're absolutely in the game. And it starts here with a bit of a nail-biter encounter through mid. Kane wins his duel, fighting over towards Boba. And ultimately, Envy just end up trading up very effectively. So now can they run on defense? They're better half by far.
All right, instant suppress. Envy throwing some neutral to fight towards A main yet again, but Ambrosia this time far more weary. They want to get out. Inspire just peeks through market door, catches Glyph.
More here.
Oh, the cage.
It's all falling apart here for Ambrosia. There's just no coming back from this. John Dex and Akri in their standouts in this game. Looking down the barrel of an Inspire ace. Natty in the last round of this game. Akri in here has no options outside of just dragging his carcass over towards the A side of the map. And going down with the ship. Man, Envy. God, and what a way for it to happen to Ambrosia too. Their map pick, they look so solid on that defense side. Feel like they're really getting some momentum going. And the ace picked up for Inspire. What a way to make a statement on your opponent's map pick. Clean them up with a dirty, dirty ace. And Envy, nobody doesn't like them. They're going to be heading into their pick of Ascent at 2-0 in this